Hey friends, welcome to a new video dedicated to Garten of Banban 9. Today we are talking about something truly incredible that could completely change what we know about the next chapter. As you know, Thursday, the first official teaser trailer for Garten of Banban 9 was released, and we have already seen it together here on the channel. But attention, because today we will not just talk about the teaser. Today I will show you official proof that Chapter 9 could arrive much earlier than everyone thinks. And no, this is not a simple guess or a speculation. What I am about to show you comes directly from the official developers of the game. Yes, because on the Euphoric Brothers Discord server there were secret messages written by the developers themselves. In today's video, we will analyze these messages together, read them one by one, and try to understand all the hidden details they left us. There could be hints about the gameplay, new characters, and maybe even some information about the future of the entire series. But first, if you are also fans of Garten of Banban and don't want to miss all the latest news on Chapter 9, subscribe now to the channel and activate the bell. And while you're at it, leave a big like to support the video and give lots of hype points so I know you are super excited for this new chapter. So get comfortable and get ready, because we are about to discover together all the secret information that the developers shared. This could be the video that will make us understand when Garten of Banban 9 will really be released, and I assure you that what I found will surprise you. Ready? Let's start right away. Alright friends, now we get to the heart of the video, the messages written on Discord by the developers. These messages were posted directly by Geppo, so we can consider them official and reliable information. The first message we analyze is really very important. In this message, Geppo clearly writes that they are already working hard on the new chapter. This is not just a casual phrase, no friends. This is a crucial detail, because it means that the developers are already working on Chapter 9, while we were still waiting for the release of Chapter 8. Think about it for a moment. If they started working on Chapter 9, even before Chapter 8 was released, this gives us an idea of the speed and planning with which they are working. So, compared to the waiting times for Chapter 8, which made us wait about 15 months, this time it seems that the situation could be very different. In fact, from what we can understand, we will not have to wait so long to get our hands on the new chapter. In fact, there is a real possibility that Chapter 9 could be released already by the end of this year. Of course, it is still too early to make precise guesses about a release date, but what is certain is that the waiting times will be much shorter than in the past, and this is a very positive sign for all of us fans. Moreover, this message also makes us understand another important thing. The developers are not doing things lightly. They are working hard, probably testing new ideas, adding new game mechanics, new characters, and who knows what hidden surprises. All this makes us understand that Chapter 9 could be truly revolutionary and full of new features compared to Chapter 8. In short, friends, this first message from Geppo already gives us an incredible certainty. The future of Garten of Banban is already in motion, and we could be much closer to the release of Chapter 9 than we think. Now friends, let's move on to the second message that Geppo wrote on Discord, and I assure you this one is even more interesting than the first. In the message, the developer clearly wrote, "It's actually going to be insane." This sentence, seemingly short, hides an extremely important detail. In fact, it confirms that Chapter 9 will not be just a continuation of Chapter 8, but could be much more horror, with more twists, more tension, and truly surprising situations. Think about it for a moment. Chapter 8 represented just the beginning of a new era for the series. It brought the saga to a completely new level, with improved graphics, a darker and creepier atmosphere, and many new gameplay mechanics. In short, Chapter 8 laid the foundations for something even bigger, and from what Geppo tells us, Chapter 9 seems ready to take all these innovations and bring them to the next level. This message also shows another very important thing. The developers do not intend to stop with improvements. All the elements introduced in Chapter 8, new graphics, new horror atmosphere, will be further developed and enhanced. And the word insane makes us understand that we might expect something truly extreme, with horror moments never seen before in the series, surprising events, and maybe even new characters or mysterious locations. So friends, the second message gives us a truly exciting perspective. Chapter 9 will not be just a sequel, but a real evolution of the series. Everything we have seen so far, and that already thrilled us in Chapter 8, will very likely be amplified, making the new chapter more intense, more horror, and more engaging than anything we have seen so far. In short guys, if you thought Chapter 8 was scary, well, get ready, because Chapter 9 could really exceed all our expectations. Alright friends, now let's move on to a really interesting message about Brushista, the main mascot of Chapter 9. As we know, Brushista will be at the center of many new mysteries and features in the new chapter, and Geppo wanted to share with us a very important official statement. In the message, he clearly wrote, "Brushista will be insane." Even this message, although short, gives us a lot of official information. First of all, it confirms that Brushista will not be just a simple character. We are in for something truly horror, both in terms of her appearance and in terms of her behavior in the game. So far in the series, we have only had small clues about Brushista. For example, in the ending of Chapter 8, we only catch a glimpse of her tail in a dark room, suggesting that her full appearance will be much more imposing and terrifying than what we have seen so far. Also, the character has already appeared in some official images. We saw an illustration of her in the mural of the Chapter 7 secret room and also in the Steam header image of Chapter 9. But from what Geppo writes, it seems that Brushista will be something never seen before in the series. The word insane tells us that she will not only be scary visually, but she could also have unpredictable and horror behaviors in the game. We can therefore expect intense fear situations, chases, or even moments where Brushista interacts in creepy ways with the player. Another very interesting detail concerns Brushista's size. From the Chapter 8 ending, thanks to her tail, we can guess that she will be a huge character, and this feature will make her even more impressive and frightening. Her size, combined with horror behavior, suggests that in Chapter 9 there will be moments of tension and fear that will probably surpass everything we have seen in previous chapters. So friends, Geppo's message about Brushista gives us a first glimpse of what to expect. She will be at the center of Chapter 9, huge, terrifying, unpredictable, and ready to bring new horror experiences to the series. We can start preparing ourselves because Brushista seems destined to become one of the most iconic and scary characters of the saga. Friends, we have reached the analysis of today's last message, and this time it is about Uni Balooni, another character who seems to have an important role in the upcoming chapters of the series. In this message, Geppo specifically mentioned Uni Balooni, and this is information we absolutely cannot ignore. As we know, Uni Balooni is one of the new characters introduced in the saga. Unfortunately though, in Chapter 8 we didn't get the chance to meet him directly in the game. However, we already had our first hint about his existence. In the secret room of Chapter 8, there was a mural dedicated to him, and that detail is definitely not random. The fact that Geppo mentioned him in an official message makes it clear that Uni Balooni is not a secondary character. On the contrary, it seems he will play a very important role in the future storyline of the series. We still don't know exactly what kind of creature he is or what his behavior will be like in the game, but from what we have seen in the mural, his design suggests he is going to be a very unique and probably creepy character. Now, the big question is, when will we actually see Uni Balooni in action? There is no official confirmation yet, but by analyzing the messages and clues we've gathered so far, it's absolutely possible that he could appear already in Chapter 9. If that happens, we might see new gameplay mechanics or even unexpected plot twists connected to his introduction into the story. Of course, we can't make any certain predictions yet, but one thing is clear, Geppo wouldn't have mentioned him if there wasn't something important planned for this character. So friends, between Brushista, Uni Balooni, and all the other clues we've discovered so far, thank you so much for watching the video until the end. You are amazing. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell for the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.